Dun 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 dun. How you doing, my friends? Welcome to yet another top 5 video here on the Jovenshire channel. And you're probably wondering why I've got this giant Batman sword. Well, the short answer is because I'm a giant nerd. But also because we are talking about the top 5 coolest fantasy battles in movies and, TV shows and, just the coolest top 5 fantasy battles. Now, what has me thinking about this? Well, it's obviously because we're at the end of Game of Thrones, and while people have been bitching and moaning all season about this particular season, I've been relatively happy with it. I can't complain, and I've loved a bunch of the battles, and it got me thinking, whoa, there's been some amazing epic battles on screen, but what are my top 5 favorite? Well, why don't we take the time to go over it right here? But before we jump into that wonderful piece of listicle action, I want to mention that if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're gonna like the other videos that we do here on the channel, including, all future top 5s. And if you're watching this video and it's the first time here, go watch the other top 5s. Or all the other videos. Okay, anyways, to battle! I've got a sword and I'm trying to find a reason to use it. Oh no. Starting with number 5 of my fantasy battles listicle, it's actually kind of derived from the reason why we're talking about it this week. It's because Game of Thrones. It has had some crazy, awesome battles. Now, I will admit that this season was the battle up north where it was really dark and nobody could see anything. I could see perfectly fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But that was kind of hyped up to be like one of the biggest battles of movies and TV shows ever. And it was a cool battle. I 100% agree it had some oh my god moments for surezies, but at the same time, I liked the Battle of the Bastards. I think that one was like one of my favorite, hands down the coolest battle to see on TV. And just in general, it's up there because just of how intense it all got and how much you were like, no, Jon Snow, what are you doing? Don't do that, you idiot. And Ramsay was just this horrible bad guy, which made him so awesome. And then there was the whole, they're just all dying in piles, and then you don't know how it's all gonna work out, and it does. No spoilers. I don't know. That was a dope battle. There was a lot going on. It was all shot outside, daylight. You can see what was happening. Haha. I made fun of it. Anyways, and when Jon Snow's running through and all the arrows would just barely miss him, it had the oh my god factor. To a 10. How could you not love the Battle of the Bastards? Now, I do admit that the episode where that we just got last week, where Daenerys gets all toasty. That was kind of a massacre, not really a battle. I'm sticking with my Battle of the Bastards for sure. Number 4 on our list is actually kind of in reference to a character that we talked about in last week's top 5s with the crossovers. One of my favorite quote-unquote horror movies. I don't know, I just love the character in the franchise. We're going to Army of Darkness for number 4. That's right, the battle at the very end of the movie where it's literally these knights in Old England, I don't know, ancient times, and they're fighting an army of the undead because Bruce Campbell's character Ash Williams is his name, that's what it was. All he has to do is read these specific or say these specific words before he takes the Necronomicon. So Ash finds himself way back in time and then winds up causing a conflict between these, this old ancient European, I don't know, they're knights and they live in the countryside, whatever. And the army of the undead. And it's all because Ash couldn't say the correct words when he needed to before taking the Necronomicon. So yes, you have a bunch of skeletons and undead creatures attacking this castle, and you get to see medieval versus skeletons, and it's just totally badass. That and the one-liners throughout the fight. You used to love me once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
You gotta love Bruce Campbell, man. Army of Darkness, if you never saw Evil Dead 2, I'll just start with Evil Dead 2 and then watch Army of Darkness. Those are the only ones you really need to watch. Anyways, it's over the top, it's super silly, and Bruce Campbell, Ash, winds up teaching these people, basic chemistry to create explosions and then teach them how to fight with staffs and things. It's one of my favorite top 5 fantasy battles, so it counts. It's on the list. Next up, might not have as many swords, but still has a castle. It's a castle, right? I'm counting it as a castle. Harry Potter and the final movie. In the Deathly Hallows Part 2, we've got the big fight because, you know, ye who should not be named. Or, yeah, that Voldemort. I don't know. This guy. He's got all of his evil people, and he's attacking Hogwarts School. Or a castle. Hogwarts Castle School. It's a castle, it counts, it's on the list. And one of the main reasons this is on the list is because there's a bunch of kids dying left and right. Like, what? Like, had I known that this whole story would end with a bunch of kids dying in a castle because these adult wizards are like, I'm gonna kill you. That's kind of, you just don't see that anywhere else, and that's why that's on the list. There were some tear-jerker like moments for those of you all that, you know, are capable of emotions, unlike I. But it's cool. I don't know. It's on the list because kids died. That is literally why it's on my list. Wow. I'm a horrible person. Now, number 2. You're gonna in a moment you'll understand why it's not number 1. And it's just number 2, but this is a high up there number 2. Battle of Helm's Deep, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Let me paint you a picture. I used to work at this place called Brookstone. It's a little shop in the mall, and we sell a lot of technologically advanced toys and gizmos and gadgets and massage chairs. Anyways, we would also sell this sound system, and to promote the sound system, we watched The Two Towers. We watched The Two Towers all day, every day, and I never minded. That movie was like the best Lord of the Rings movie. Yes, 3 is great, but Two Towers is just awesome. One of the reasons I love this movie so much is out of the 3-hour-long Two Towers movie, 90 minutes of it was pretty much there in Helm's Deep. It was just this giant battle with all of the orcs and Uruk-hai that they're attacking Helm's Deep. You don't think they're going to be able to survive, but they make it till morning, and then Gandalf shows up, and you're like, I forgot about Gandalf! But the reason why this battle is so good is because this one battle has its own story arc to it. It has its beginning, it has its middle, it has its end, it has its moments of tension, its moments of despair, and then it comes back and catches you right there at the end. It's masterfully done. Masterfully done. It's just perfection on screen. It is so damn good. And I give it to Game of Thrones. They did some great battles on TV, and they were touting that one at night battle was going to be bigger than Helm's Deep. Nah, dog. Helm's Deep is just so damn good. This one could have easily been number 1 on this list, and for some of you, it might actually be. Again, I'm going to get to number 1, and then you're going to be like, oh yes, that is the number 1, 100% for sure, But just everything about the Two Towers made it up to this Battle of Helm's Deep, and we got to see how epic the Lord of the Rings really was on screen, and this did it. So there you go. Just perfection. Not number 1, but perfection. So, number 1 on our list. It's not Lord of the Rings. It's not the Battle of Helm's Deep. No. It's not Game of Thrones. No. We're going in a different direction, but it counts as fantasy, so we're going with it. I'm talking about Avengers Endgame. That last like 60 minutes of battle. Yes, fight me if you say that it doesn't work on this list. I told you already, I make the rules on this list. I can do what I want. This is a fantasy movie, and this is honestly the biggest, coolest battle that we've ever seen on screen for a number of reasons. 1, just because of how massive it was. Number 2, because it took 11 years to get to this one fight scene. And 3, and most importantly, is because as comic book fans, we got to see something that we would never see on camera. And then we got to see a bunch of other things that we would never imagine that we would see on the big screen, like Captain America getting Thor's hammer, like Spider-Man flipping onto the hammer as it flies through the sky and he's holding an Infinity Gauntlet, as all the women superheroes come together to show how goddamn strong they are in the MCU. It was just amazing, and it all starts with that epic, quiet moment where Captain America gets his shield back on. He's like, he's thinking I can do this all day, or at least that's what the audience is thinking, and then you hear it.
On your left.
And that portal opens up, Black Panther pops out, and you're just like, oh snap, what's about to happen? It's just the biggest, greatest fantasy firefight of all time. I spit a lot when I said that. I don't know, man. If you agree with the list, if you don't agree with the list, fight me on it. I don't care. It's just the greatest fantasy fight for so many reasons, and it was so wonderful, and I get the emotions just replaying it in my head. That's why it's number one, folks. That's why. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is the top 5 of my coolest fantasy fight scenes on, TV or movies or whatever. I hope you liked it. If you didn't agree with me, let me know what your top 5 list is in the comments below, because I'd love to talk to you about it. And tell me if you think that I'm wrong with this number 1 with Avengers Endgame. Tell me it should go to someone else. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And I'm done here. Till the next time, I'll see you later.